Hi, and welcome to this mindful healing moment. My name is Kim Murphy from Crofton Yoga and Wellness. And today we're looking at a meditation and journaling practice, taking time to pause, to go inside, and to slow down through meditation, allowing yourself to connect with your inner landscape, that space inside of you that nobody else knows as deeply as you do. And when we combine that with free-form writing, it gives your thoughts a place to land, so you can begin to see them more clearly. This is a practice of peeling back the layers and continuing to take your yoga off the mat and into your everyday life. For today's practice, you may want to have a pen and a paper nearby, or download your Crofton Yoga and Wellness journal pages. For the journaling or freeform writing, you'll be guided to focus on a question, then to write about the question. And as you move through the writing portion of the practice, I encourage you to write continuously for the time given, to not worry about the grammar or structure or even the words making any sense. And if nothing comes, write that. That's an answer as well. If the same words repeat, let them repeat. Write them over and over. And if it becomes shapes or symbols or scribbles, that's okay too. Each of us will perform this differently, so try not to judge and observe and watch as the practice unfolds for you. Find yourself a comfortable position free from distraction. And with that pen and paper close by, guide yourself into that space where you can sit tall and feel supported, allowing your eyes to gently close or to soften your gaze to one point out in front of you. And begin to take some slow, deep breaths in through the nose and long exhales out through the mouth. Letting the body begin to settle. Letting the day pause just for a moment as you return to your natural breath and still attuned to that movement, the breath flowing in, the breath flowing out. As we begin to work with the third Yama from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, Asteya, non-stealing, diving deeper and peeling back that surface layer, because just like nature, there's a time to explore, a time to grow, a time to bloom, and a time to rest. Allow yourself to arrive here in a place free of distraction, a judgment-free space where you can observe and reflect and return to what matters. As you feel the breath moving in and out, contemplate the question, where have I been devoting my time and energy this week? Thinking about the last 7 days. And where have you been devoting your time and your energy? Letting the answers come to mind with no filter, no edit. And begin to blink your eyes to open, reach for the pen and paper and write. Taking your time to write. And if nothing comes to mind, write that too, because that's an answer as well. Taking your time to write all the thoughts, the words, or the images that appear when you take in the question, where have I been devoting my time and energy this week? And then gently bring this writing to a close. Set the pen down. Adjust your eye gaze back to that steady space or inward. And return to feel the flow of breath in and out of the body. As you feel the breath flowing in and flowing out, start to bring in the memory of the past week, all the things that you've done, and ask yourself the question, where might I be giving my time or energy out of habit rather than intention? Where might I be giving my time or energy out of habit rather than intention? And as you let that question percolate in the mind and feel it reflected in your body, maybe in your breath, in the area of the chest or someplace that hasn't been named, feel the energy of the question, where might I have been giving my time and energy out of habit rather than intention? And finding the pen and the page and begin to write, writing all that needs to be said. No judgment or right or wrong. This is a safe space to explore. Letting the words come as they come. And bringing this writing to a close. As you set down the pen and begin to take yourself back inside to feel the breath flowing in, the breath flowing out. And feeling the breath flowing in and out, the thoughts moving through the mind. And as you take in the energy of all that you've done this past week, where you've spent your time and your energy, can you contemplate now, what is one thing that you can release, simplify, or step back from? How could you make things simpler for yourself? Or where could you take a step back from? And as these thoughts start to come to mind, reach for the pen, seek out the paper, and begin to once again bring the mind and the pen and the page together and let the words flow. Write, freely write, all that needs to be said. And begin to bring this writing to a close, setting down the pen and the paper, bringing the hands and the arms to rest, and returning your awareness to the flow of breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. The soft, natural movement of breath in and out. Knowing there's nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to do or change. As you continue this exploration, now bring to mind where you already have enough. And maybe you're not fully acknowledging that, the gratitude that's around you and surrounds you. What are you grateful for? And pause here. Let that land. Where do you already have enough that you may not be fully acknowledging? And as you bring to mind all that you're grateful for, reach for the pen and paper and write whatever comes. Letting the words, the symbols, or whatever needs to flow from the mind to the pen to the page. Free form write all that you're grateful for. And begin to bring this writing to a close, setting the pen aside and adjusting yourself back into that place for reflection. Returning to the soft flow of breath in your inner landscape as you feel all the gratitude in your life. Let everything that you've written settle. Settle like the sunset on the horizon. For there's no need to solve anything or even to figure it all out. Traveling a path of self-reflection is an ongoing process, like the sun rising and setting. As you return to feel that natural flow of breath in and out, in and out. Say to yourself, I live in gratitude for all I have. I take and use only what is rightfully mine. I respect the time, energy, and talents of others. I appreciate my life as it is. And take a moment to breathe these words into being, to let them land, and to remember that the practice doesn't end here. It continues in small everyday moments, one choice at a time, taking time to rest, to go inside and find clarity. Begin to shift your energy back to the space that you're resting in, blinking the eyes and looking around this space, and reaching for the paper that you've written upon. And you may want to pause the recording here to take some time to read over what you've written, to take a few moments to review and reflect. And in the days ahead, remember that clarity does not always come from doing more. Sometimes it comes from slowing down, taking your time, becoming more present, and allowing yourself to reflect so that you can make the best choices possible out in the world. May this practice help you to be the best human being that you can be in the days ahead, to continue to dive deeper into that space of self-reflection. And may you go out and make it a great day on purpose.